Hey guys, if you can see me, if you can hear me, just write yo in the chat box. I'm just finalizing a few things with respect to the setup here so that I can read your chat. If I'm audible, if I'm visible, just write yo in the chat box. Okay? Guys, are you all here? If you are here, then just make some noise. Hey guys, hello. Let's just finalize the setup here. Okay. Okay, now I can hear myself. I can see myself as well. So, guys, how many of you are here? Hi, hello everyone. Hello guys, how are you all? कैसे हैं सब लोग? Hmm? It's basically, as you can see very clearly, right on that corner. You see a moon type of circle over there. What does it say? From a far away distance, you might see it as J 2022. Yes, it's basically the start of the awesome session and the launch of series for the students who are moving from 10th standard to 11th standard. So, मेरे नए नए छोटे छोटे प्यारे बच्चों who are moving from 10th standard to 11th standard, I know now that time has come where now our dreams of career are going to start taking the wings, and that is basically the launch pad where you exactly are right now. So guys, we are calling this series as Jeet Low 2022. So people, first of all, yes, I can see a lot of people are here. I hope I'm properly visible and audible. So I can see so many people are here. Very nice. Good evening everyone. Awesome, awesome. So, guys, if you are able to see me, if you are able to hear me properly, just write yo in the chat box once. Okay? Just make some noise over there without making any noise. Okay? Awesome, awesome. Very nice, very nice. So, first thing first, guys, quickly tell me how many of you are moving from 10th to 11th standard. If you are moving from 10th to 11th standard, just write me or give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Just raise your hand by writing me in the chat box that you're moving from 10th to 11th standard. You just completed your 10th standard studies. Okay, I can see a lot of people. Okay. Very nice, very nice. A lot of people. That's nice, that's nice. So guys, as you know that if this would be a normal scenario, you would have already started your preparation for 11th standard studies. And as it is very popularly known in our country that after 10th standard, people start thinking about what they want to do in their life, what they want to become in their life. That question suddenly start becoming more and more serious, right? Now, there are two kind of people who will be right now in the session. One who are clear that they want to prepare for JE examination, and other one are the one who are still analyzing whether I should go for JE preparation or I should go for NEET preparation. That's the first kind of people. In the second category also, in the second category itself, people who are confused, basically there is another category, people who are confused between science and commerce and arts. Okay, so only thing that I can tell people who are already sure that they want to prepare for JE, guys, be here, subscribe to the channel right away so that your preparation which are starting from today, we will take you for the next 2 years. We will achieve our goals because you are sure already. People who are not sure, yes, this is the time when you are testing, you are trying to judge how things are, how deep the water is, right? So for you people, try to be a judge for yourself. Try to understand whether you are liking physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology or not. If you guys happen to like physics, chemistry, mathematics, and biology, then yes, taking science is basically for you. If you happen to remain confused in future, means after a month, then also I would recommend to go for science, because science is the only stream which keeps all the options open after 12th standard also for you to take after 12th standard, to continue in science, to continue in commerce, to continue with arts. Okay, I hope I'm clear that science is the safe call for people who are confused. People who are already sure, I don't need to tell them what they need to do. Okay guys, by the way, I forgot to introduce myself. My name, as you can see it on the screen right now, is Suri sir. Yes, this is me, your very own Suri sir. But very popularly on YouTube, the name by which I'm known is what I want to share with all of you from today onwards. I'm this for all of you. That is Mogambo. Why do I call myself that? Is because when you will crack the examination of J in the year of 2022, Mogambo khush hoga. Okay, guys. Okay. Yes, I try to keep the session specifically in English for a reason that people who are from the southern part of the country can also understand. Usually, I'm also a North Indian. We all who come from North can understand physics, chemistry, maths in English as well. Okay, guys? Okay. Well, as you all know that we all are facing a very difficult time right now. The entire country is facing a very difficult time, but you know that Vedantu is here for all of you to help. I just now told you people that even if you are not going out, it doesn't mean that your learning has to stop. We say that your learning won't stop. We will help you out, and stick to the channel. Do tell your friends as well. Okay guys, and there is very important information that I want to share with people who are on the channel for the first time. जितने लोग पहली बार channel पे आए हैं, for you guys, two very important information I want to share with you all. First one is the Vedantu app, which now has 5 million plus downloads. When I say 5 million plus downloads, guys, that means 50 lakh plus downloads, and the entire content is free on this app for you to go and start your studies for preparation of JEE 2022. Okay, and for the same kind of people who are on our channel for the first time, do subscribe to the channel. Why guys? Because as you know that there is a lot of things that you need to know about JEE preparation, not just about physics, and about chemistry, about mathematics. Okay, physics is something that I will be helping you out with. Yes, this is me, your Suri sir. Maths will be taken care by Arvind Sutar sir. He is an amazing mathematics teacher. And chemistry will be taught to you by Love sir. Love Mehan sir. Amazing, charming boy. He will help you out. He is not charming boy. Yeah, he is a man now. Okay, he will help you out with chemistry, and you guys will love him. Okay, so guys, do subscribe to the channel so that you are not missing out on any of the information related to JEE 2022, and obviously your studies, and very important motivation lectures and sessions will be taken here. Okay. Yes, we will focus on 11th and 12th for throughout for next 2 years. You may be from any board. You could be from CBSE, you could be from any state board, you could be from ICSE. Your preparations will be taken care of. Do not worry. Just stick to the channel, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends. We will create an awesome session here. Okay. So guys, I hope you all are ready to start. Are you all ready to start, guys? If you are ready for the session to start from here, just give me a cheer in the chat box. Tell me if you are ready. Just write yo in the chat box. Show me your energy, guys. Any board you are from, just tell me if you are ready. If you are ready, just write yo in the chat box, guys. Awesome. Yes, abhi start karte hain. Yes or no, guys? I hope you all are ready. Show me your energy. Awesome, awesome. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Cool, guys. The very first session of your studies for 11th standard. First and the foremost, very, very important advice that I want to give you all, people who are moving from 10th to 11th standard. What you are entering into is 11th standard. Yes, but now your mindset has to be different in comparison to any other standard that you moved to before. When you are moving to 11th standard, you are not moving for a 1 year study, you are entering for 2 year study. That means what? When you are going to prepare your JEE examination from this day onwards, do not forget your concepts of 11th standard. Keep them intact with you, because whatever you will be studying in 11th standard will be very helpful for many chapters that you study in 12th standard, and 11th plus 12th standard will become your combined syllabus for JEE examination for physics, chemistry and maths. Not only that, whatever you study in these 2 years, whatever you learn in these 2 years will become the base of your engineering days. Whatever you will be doing in your 2 years down the line, 2022 onwards, when you will enter into a engineering college, your education will have the base which starts from these. Okay, your concepts of 11th and 12th standard. So guys, the very first chapter, units and measurement, the very first lecture. Okay, so guys, let's start thinking exactly the way the most important science and the scientist in physics would have thought about. Means what? The person that I'm talking about is Sir Isaac Newton. How do you think Sir Isaac Newton must have thought about all the discoveries that he might have done? How he must have come up with, say, a very simple example, how he must have thought about the entire law of gravitation. Hmm? Let's just try to be in his shoes and try to think that how would had he come up with so many discoveries, including the law of gravitation. Okay, I can say that when I think about it, when I ponder about it, he must have observed things for sure. When he must have been trying to analyze the physics in the case of gravitation, he must have observed things happening around him, right? Anything which you drop starts falling towards earth. Anything you throw upward will eventually go to a certain height, will stop and will come back. What he must be doing? He must be doing many observations. Yes, and that is how we will also study physics, by the way. Okay, after that, what? When he tried to understand these observations, he must have found certain relations or certain observations which were repetitive. On the basis of that, he must have set some hypothesis. He must have used mathematics to create some mathematical hypothesis over there. Okay, based upon that, he must have tried to analyze and verify the hypothesis which he was making on the basis of certain experiments he must have done, right? And on the basis of these experiments to verify it, finally he must have come up with the final mathematical formula which he would call a law, say the law of gravitation, which say that the force acting between two objects is, say, g m1 m2 by r square. Are you all getting this part? That how he must have come up with this formula is not that one fine day he woke up and he had this formula in his mind. No, he had gone through a process where he questioned everything which was happening around him. He observed, he wrote the hypothesis, he did experiments, and finally came up with the underlying law. But the question here in this chapter that I want to ask for everybody, okay, and I want you people to ask as well, that how must he have come up with the formula or any observation that he was doing? What do you think he must be observing? What do you think he must be observing? Guys, can I say that when he must be observing things around him, he must be observing the physical quantities. Like what? Whenever you look at something around you, whenever you are making an observation, for making it relatable to all of you people who are moving from 10th to 11th standard, you all have done the experiment of Ohm's law, right? So when you have done the experiment of Ohm's law, you always create a laboratory journal, and in that laboratory journal you used to tabulate a certain quantities, right? Voltage, current, and then find the resistance value. What do you think voltage, current, and resistance are? They are basically things which you can observe, and those observable things are basically what we call as the physical quantities. Okay, guys. So, nutshell, if you want to learn physics, you need to be an observer, and when you are becoming an observer, you are basically observing physical quantities. Okay, so our first round of discussion revolves around physical quantities. So, what are physical quantities, guys? Let's read the definition here. Physical quantities are basically things which can be measured and described by a number which we call as the physical quantity, right? There are n number of things that you physically measure, right? From your weight, from your mass, from density, from force, velocity, acceleration, displacement, pressure, momentum, n number of quantities you have learned since the time you are studying science. Yeah, just some examples: mass of an elephant, length of the table, time duration of the session, temperature of sun, velocity of a rocket, so on and so forth. Yeah, but then, guys, if these are physical quantities, what will you understand as a non-physical quantity? What do you think is a non-physical quantity? Something which you can observe but you cannot measure, right? एक ऐसी चीज जिसे हम देख सकते हैं but measure नहीं कर सकते, उसे quantify नहीं कर सकते. Something of that sort is called non-physical quantity. Like examples for all of you, happiness is something which you can see people being happy but you cannot measure their happiness. Equally, sadness, equally your faith, these are basically the emotions. But say some things which you can actually physically see are like color, other sense like smell, something that you can hear, that is measurable though. But things like color and smell is something which are not measurable. Yes, very right, I can see that people are able to understand this part. So guys, yes, Guruji chat padhte hain Asmit. So let's try to focus on the things that I'm trying to explain here. I hope it is understandable. Quantities which are measurable are physical quantities. Quantities which are not measurable but are observable are non-physical quantities. Cool guys. Now, what are the different types of physical quantities? Physical quantities are categorized into two categories. Remember these. First are your fundamental physical quantities. Okay, and second one are your derived physical quantities. Let's understand what exactly are these derived or fundamental quantities. First thing first, if we speak about the fundamental physical quantities, guys, those quantities whose measurement depends purely on their own measurement, their value depends only on their own measurement, those quantities are basically called as fundamental quantity. For example, if I ask you guys that I'm holding this pen right now, I hope that you all are able to see this. Okay, yeah, you all can see this. If I ask you that in order to measure the length of this pen, in order to measure the length of this pen, do I need to know how heavy is it? Do I need to know what is the temperature of this pen right now? Do I need to know what is the density of this pen right now? Can you guys tell me that in the chat box? Guys, the answer is I don't need to know the mass. I don't need to know the temperature. I don't need to know the density of this pen in order to measure the length of this pen. So I can say that length is that quantity whose measurement does not require the knowledge of any other quantity. Right? Similarly, if I want to know the mass of this pen, I don't need to know how big is it, how much is its volume. Okay? To measure the mass, I don't need to know anything. I just need to know that where is the weighing machine. I'll put it over there. I'll be able to calculate the mass. Okay, perfect, very nice, very nice, awesome. So such quantities are basically called as fundamental quantities. Now there are how many such quantities? There are total 7 such quantities. You actually will easily be able to memorize them. You don't have to like sit and go through each and every one individually that how many physical quantities are fundamental quantities. There are total 7 fundamental quantities. Let's go to them one by one. Mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, amount of substance, and luminous intensity. Okay, I'll come to them one by one, don't worry. But before that, let me tell you what are derived quantities. So far we understood what is fundamental quantity, which require no other quantities information. On the other hand, your derived quantity require the information of fundamental physical quantities. Like if I ask you guys, say if I want to measure, say for example, I want to measure speed. If I want to measure speed, how we define speed, all of you are aware about it, distance and time. So measurement or value of speed cannot be predicted, cannot be assertively told unless you know the value of distance, unless you know the value of time. So without knowing the distance and time, you cannot speak about speed. So speed is dependent on distance, on time. Similarly, if I speak about say density, density is what guys? Density is mass divided by volume. So again a quantity whose measurement can only be done when you know the value of mass and volume. Say if I speak about kinetic energy, it is half mv square. I can only speak about kinetic energy when I know the value of mass, when I know the value of velocity. Okay. Okay. Yes, you will get the session PDF, everyone. Okay. So guys, if I speak about all the examples over here, You can see various different examples, n number of such quantities you will come across. You have area, density, velocity, acceleration, force, frequency, energy, viscosity, many. Throughout this course of JE preparation for 2 years, you will come across n number of such quantities, and every time we'll come across a new quantity, we will try to divide them into the category of fundamental and derived quantity. Okay, guys. Now, as we are speaking about measurement, we have so far understood that when we want to learn physics, we want to observe things around us. When we want to observe things around us, we want to observe physical quantities. What are physical quantities? Understood. But how do I measure the physical quantity? We will say that we need to define certain things which will become the standard and basis to be able to measure a physical quantity. And the first thing that we need to do that is the definition of units. Means we need to define the units. Now, as the name suggests, what is a unit? Unit basically is one, a number, value, one. So when I'm trying to measure anything, I will define a unit possible measurement value of that quantity, which I will call as the unit of that quantity. Say, if I define that if I want to measure the length, I will use this pen as my measuring device, and whatever is the length of this pen becomes the most smallest of the values which I can use for measuring the value of length. That is what basically will become the unit of measurement of length. If I define this value as say 1 meter, then this becomes the unit value of measurement of length. Okay, so how do I define unit? Unit is the standard quantity of some kind with which a physical quantity can be compared and measured. So I will keep on replicating this length n number of times to find out the length of a given thing. Okay, like that, meter scale is the standard value that we use, and any length that you measure is basically a multiple of that meter scale. For example, another very realistic example that I want to share with you all, can we say that the unit value of our currency is 1 rupee? इंडिया की जो यूनिट करेंसी है, कैन आई से दैट इज 1 रुपए, 1 rupees it is? Yes or no? Any value of money which is there in your account, in your parents account, in your wallet, in your parents wallet, in your friend's wallet, is basically a multiple of that unit 1 rupee. Yes or no? So we can say that the unit for currency is 1 rupee in India. It could be $1 in US, it could be 1 euro or 1 pound in some other country. Okay, so it's like that only the unit measurement of physical quantity happens. Okay, now the units of fundamental quantities, I'm sure you guys are aware about this: meters for length, kg for mass, and seconds for time. Okay, and for derived such quantities like speed, meter per second, force is kg meter per second square, area is meter square. Perfect, very nice. Now guys, how do we define a unit for any quantity, or how it was defined in general? We say that a unit should have a suitable size. What do I mean by that? Say I want to measure, say I want to measure the length of the room that I'm into, or the room that you are into. You want to measure that how long or how wide the room that you guys are into is. कितना बड़ा room है जिसमें हम लोग बैठे हैं इस समय. So what you will do, you will take the normal scale that you have in your geometry box, you will start rolling it one by one by one by one, and you will be able to calculate the length of your room. Or maybe you will start walking one by one like this. You will start walking like this. You will be able to say that itne feet mera room hai, this is the length of the room. Yeah, getting it? But tell me guys, this unit is suitable for measuring the length of your room. If you want to measure the distance between say Delhi and Bombay, if you want to measure the distance between two cities, will you still keep on walking to find out the distance between the two cities? No. Then feet or foot will not be the suitable unit to define the distance. Then you will work with kilometers. Yes or no? So the unit that you are choosing should be suitable as per the required experiment that you are doing. Second thing, it should be reproducible. Now, what do I mean by reproducible? Say you defined that the gap between the fingers of your hand, this gap between the fingers of your hand is basically 1 bilan. Let's call it 1 bilan. Now, if any other country wants to measure the length and you have made this standard, then any other country wants to measure the length, then they have to borrow your hand to measure the length. That is what we say is something being not reproducible. So the unit that you are defining should be easily reproducible. Otherwise, that particular thing which is defining the length has to be present everywhere. Are you getting this point, guys? Okay. I'm defining this as 1 bilan. Okay. There is no standard unit called as bilan. Okay. Secondly, it should be invariable. Same thing. If say my hand gap from thumb to this finger is I'm defining as 1 bilan. For a small baby who's say 5 years old, this gap will be only this much. So the unit has very defined that the gap between the two fingers is basically thumb and the finger is defined as the unit length. Then this length is not standard. It's not invariable. It varies from person to person. So that is why this unit is not a suitable unit. Okay. Last one, it should be internationally acceptable. It's not that we are not in good terms with Pakistan, so we will not accept a unit which is used over there. This is something which is acceptable across the world. What is 1 meter in our country is 1 meter in India, in Pakistan, in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka, everywhere. Okay, so whatever are the units that we use are used everywhere in the same manner. Okay, so what are the various systems of unit that you work with? I'm sure you guys are aware about these unit system. CGS unit system, which is length in centimeter, mass in grams, time in seconds. Similarly, foot, pound and second, and meter, kg and seconds. And then there is fourth one, which we call as SI unit system. Now, this is the unit system where the scientists of different countries will always have the same unit system. Somebody is asking that, sir, USA has a different unit system for length. They go by feet, or maybe for mass they have pound system. Yes, because there are different unit systems which were adopted in different countries. So when scientists for different countries met together and they started doing experiments together, they face the same problem. Say in India we measure the length in or rather we measure the mass in kgs. But if you go to say London, in London people measure mass in pounds. So when you are dealing with those people, it becomes relatively very challenging because it's not synced in your day-to-day life. So that is why from childhood when you are studying, you have always been studying with the unit system called as SI unit system, because scientifically that's the most acceptable unit system. So even after your studies, say you go to any other country to study further, say after your graduation you go for post graduation outside, whichever university you go to, you will find out that the unit system that they follow is SI unit system. Okay. Now guys, coming to the 7 fundamental quantities, I'm sure you are aware about these: mass, length, time. You are already aware the units are kg, meter, seconds. For temperature, please remember the SI unit is not degree centigrade. It is Kelvin. Please remember this guys. This is important. Okay. Fifth one is amount of substance, something that you will learn a lot in chemistry. This is basically to measure amount of anything, okay, which we call to be measured in mole and written as MOL. Okay, another thing which you may not be aware about, important for all of you, electric current. I'm sure that you guys have heard about. It is measured in amperes, something that you are aware about. Okay, and the last one that you see, something which is new for all of you, is luminous intensity. It is new, but it is useless for 11th and 12th standard. ये भी मैं initially बता देता हूँ. Luminous intensity is basically the unit, the quantity which we use to measure the intensity of a light source. Any light source, if you want to measure its intensity, the quantity that you measure is luminous intensity. And the units are candela, coming from the word candle, and represented as CD. Okay, guys. In next 2 years, you will not even come across this quantity. For next 2 years, it will never be there. Okay. What is the difference between meter and meter? Somebody is asking. Somebody is asking that what is the difference between writing meter and meter. So one of them is the spelling from American English, and the other one is the spelling from British English. They mean the same thing. Okay, guys, so any physical quantity that you will come across will always be represented as the product of numerical value and unit. Like when you write the mass is written as say 5 kg. So this is basically N and this is basically U. Okay, for any quantity there will always be two parts. One is numerical value, other one is the unit. Okay, guys. Now, rules for writing the SI units. When we write the units, SI units, always and always remember that if the units are named after a person like Newton or Joules or Coulomb, the units will always be written when the full name is written in small alphabets. Okay, it will always start with small letter. This will be wrong and this will be right. Okay, similarly, when you are representing the same quantities which are after the name of a scientist, the alphabet will always be written in capitals. They will not be written in small. But for any other quantities which are not after the name of a scientist, like meter or kg, they will be represented by small alphabets. Okay, guys, not so important of a point now for 11th and 12th, but just try to keep it in mind. Okay, now comes the part which I actually was waiting internally myself for. Whatever we have studied so far is setting the basis for this particular thing which we call as dimensions. Okay, now when I say dimensions, don't create an image in your mind that I'm speaking about the size of anything. I'm not creating the image of size of anything. This is not what I mean by the dimensions here. What are dimensions? Dimensions are an alternate way of representing the unit system. Okay, means what? You know that same quantity will be having different units in different unit system. Like mass can be represented in gram, can be represented in pound, can be represented in kg. But we want to write the value of mass, or say we want to represent these units without actually being dependent on the unit system. So that is basically what we are going to try to do when we are trying to write the dimensions. Okay, so you will be clear and I will tell you the definition of dimensions in a while. Just stay with me. What I'm doing right now, first thing first, I'm basically creating the dimensions, and when I'm creating the dimensions, you can see I'm using all of them in square bracket. Remember, square brackets are very important. Okay, so I'm basically using square bracket here, and you see length I'm representing as capital L, mass I'm representing as capital M, time as capital T, temperature as capital K, current as capital A, amount of substance which was mole as N, or it is also going to be MOL. Both are valid. Luminous intensity, useless, but you will represent it as CD. What is that you will come across in your studies for next 2 years are the first six one. Okay, okay, don't worry, you will get the session PDF, don't worry, guys. Now, how do I write the dimensional formula? I'm taking an example for that. This is basically the quantity which we call as momentum. I'm going to tell you how do I write the dimensional formula or dimensions for a physical quantity, say momentum. You know that momentum is basically what? Mass into velocity. So how do I write the dimensions of it? Have a look at this. You know that mass is the fundamental quantity. I hope you remember mass, length, time, temperature, current, and luminous intensity and amount of substance. These, the previous one, these are your fundamental quantity. Mass is a fundamental quantity. Okay, how do I write velocity? Displacement upon time, where displacement is length, a fundamental quantity, time is another fundamental quantity. So what have I done so far? Momentum, which is a derived quantity, I have converted that derived quantity on the basis of all the fundamental quantities, and I just now gave mass, length and time a representation here in the square bracket. So now see what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. I'm writing mass as m to the power 1. I'm writing displacement as L to the power 1, and I'm writing time as T to the power 1. And now take this T also in numerator and see what we do. This is what happens eventually. I can write it as m to the power 1, L to the power 1, T to the power minus 1. What does it mean, guys? If I will write the units of momentum from here, what is the unit of momentum? It is kg meter per second, right? It is also gram centimeter per second. It is also pound centimeter per second. Yes or no, guys? All these are the units of momentum in different unit system, but all these can be represented by the same dimensions here. Mass to the power 1, length to the power 1, time to the power minus 1. So when we write this in square bracket, any quantities unit, if represented in terms of fundamental quantities, that too in a square bracket with different powers as per their formula, this is basically what you call as the dimensional formula of that quantity. Okay guys, I hope that it is making sense, because I'm going to help you practice a lot today for this thing. Okay, so this is the dimensional formula for momentum. Okay guys, so what is the definition of dimension? Please note this down if you want. The power of basic quantities are called the dimensions. Means power 1, 1, minus 1. Okay. Now guys, coming to the part, let's try to find out the dimensions. If I want to try to find the dimensions of area, you know that the easiest formula that we know for finding the area is length into breadth, right? Now, what is length? Length is basically fundamental quantity L to the power 1. Put it in square bracket. Breadth is also a type of fundamental quantity length. So now what you get? L1 and L1, multiply them together. You get L to the power 1 plus 1, which is basically L square. This is basically the dimensions of area. Perfect, perfect. From here you can say it is kilometer square, meter square, centimeter square, or feet square. You can write it any which way. Getting it? Next is volume, guys. Formula for volume. Easiest formula for volume is what? L into B into H. So this is L to the power 1. B is also L to the power 1. And H is also L to the power 1. So what do I get, guys? L to the power 1 plus 1 plus 1. That is L cube. And this is the dimensions of volume. Getting it? I hope you guys are enjoying. Okay. Next one, guys. Density. Density ka formula. Density is mass upon volume. By the way, I hope that you guys remember volume ka dimensions is L cube. Mass is a fundamental quantity, will be represented as m to the power 1, and volume is L cube. Yes or no? So take this L cube in the numerator. What do you have? M1, L minus 3. These are the dimensions of density. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Keep participating, guys. Keep participating. Next is speed or velocity. So if you write speed, what is speed, guys? Speed is written as distance divided by time. Now what is distance? Distance is a type of length. That means L to the power 1. Time is T to the power 1. Put them in square bracket. Take this T to the power 1 in numerator. So this will be L1 T minus 1. From here only you get the unit as meter per second. Yes or no? How about acceleration, people? Acceleration is what? Change in velocity. It's velocity upon time. Change in velocity upon change in time. Yeah. So velocity, we just now found the unit. Dimensions L1 T minus 1. Let's put that. L1 T minus 1 divided by T1. Okay. That means what? L1. This T also goes up. So you have T minus 1, T minus 1 like that. That means what? Final answer is L1 T minus 2. That means meter per second square. Perfect, perfect. Awesome, guys, awesome. Some people are getting confused that, sir, should I write the answer as M0 L1 T minus 2? Should I write it like this? Or should I write it like L1 T minus 2? Well, both of these are correct. Both of these are equally correct. Okay. Next one is force. How do I write the force ka formula? The simplest formula. Think about the simplest formula in your mind. Can you tell me the formula for force, guys, in the chat box? Can you all quickly tell me the formula for force? The easiest formula that you can think of. Yes. सबको अपनी मदर्स याद आ रही हैं. People are remembering their moms. सब लोग लिखते जा रहे हैं. That force is mass into acceleration. Good that you are keeping your mom's name in your mind. Yes, force is mass into acceleration. I know it was a PJ. Forgive me for that. Mass is m to the power 1. Acceleration we just now found. See it here. L1 t minus 2. L1 t minus 2. तो जल्दी से बता दो मुझे. This comes out to be m1 L1 t minus 2. One of the most important dimensions of physics. जितने स्टार लगाऊं उतने कम है. जितने स्टार्स मैं यहाँ पे लगाऊं उतने कम है दोस्तों. ओके. m1 L1 t minus 2. Remember this dimension. Next one is work. Work is force time displacement. Yes or no? Force के dimensions we found just now. m1 L1 t minus 2 and displacement is L1. So what is happening? L1 and L1 multiplied together to give you the dimensions m1 L2 t minus 2. Right? This is what we call as joule also in SI unit. Very nice, very nice. Keep it up guys, keep it up. तो ये भी बताओ मुझे potential energy. Can you tell me the formula for potential energy? Anybody in the chat box? Can anybody tell me the formula for potential energy in the chat box? Formula. Any formula? Yes. Now people are responding. Yes. Keeping it in English, don't worry. Okay, yes. Potential energy formula M into G into H. What is M? M is mass. So M to the power 1. What is G? Can anyone tell me the value of small g with units? Value of small g with units. Anyone in the chat box? Quick. Come on, people, come on. Value of g in the chat box. Value of g, anybody? Not just numerical value. Yes, unit also. Value is 9.8 meter per second square, which means what? This is nothing but acceleration. And that is why it is called acceleration due to gravity. But it is an acceleration. So that's why dimensions are L1, t minus 2. And this is height, which is L1. So what do you see, guys? Dimensions are M1, L2, t minus 2. Very good, guys. Very good. Awesome. But people, look at this. Work ke dimensions, the dimensions of work M1, L2, t minus 2. Dimensions of potential energy M1, L2, t minus 2. Can I say kinetic energy will also have the same dimensions M1, L2, t minus 2 without solving? Can I say this? Please tell me yes or no in the chat box. Please tell me yes or no in the chat box. Can I write dimensions of kinetic energy as M1, L2, t minus 2? Yes. Can I write the dimensions of heat also as M1, L2, t minus 2? Can I write the value or dimensions of heat also as M1, L2, t minus 2? Awesome. Why? Because they are all different forms of energy. That is why joule is the unit for work and energy both. Okay guys, remember the dimensions of work and energy are same because they have the same units. Okay, next one guys, power. Let's move on quickly. Power is work done per unit time. What is work done? अभी पता लगाया, याद हो गया होगा अब तो. I'm sure you must remember it now. M1 L2 T minus 2 and this is T1. Take this T upward. So you have M1 L2 T minus 3. Very nice. That's the answer. Okay. I told you why. Because potential energy, kinetic energy, heat. I'm answering for the previous one, that why work and energy have the same dimensions, because they have the same unit also. Okay. Very nice, Pranshu. Very good. Dev, Ravita, people have got the answer. Zaki also. Very good, guys. How about pressure? प्रेशर में आंसर नहीं देना है, प्रेशर का आंसर देना है. प्रेशर इज फोर्स अपॉन एरिया. So what is force? Force is m1 l1 t minus 2. What is area? It is l2. Yes or no? So let's take this l2 above. Already l to the power 1 is waiting. So it will become m1 l1 l minus 2 t minus 2. Simplify kar do. So that value will come out to be m1 l minus 1 t minus 2, and that is the dimensions for pressure. Very nice, very nice. Okay, PDF will be uploaded in the description of this video, don't worry. Angle, theta. Theta is defined as arc length upon radius. Can you tell me the dimensions of angle, anyone? Dimensions of angle. Dimensions of angle. Yes. Dimensions of angle पता लगाते हैं. Arc length is L to the power 1. Radius is L to the power 1. Got cancelled. So basically angle के dimensions m to the power 0, L to the power 0, t to the power 0, or you can say the quantity which is dimensionless. It has no dimensions. Okay, I would rather rate angle as one of the most important quantities. Why? Because angle has units. It's the only quantity which has units, radians, but has no dimensions. Please remember this point, guys. Especially people who are preparing for NEET. These kind of questions could be asked in NEET. Okay, angle is the only quantity which has units but does not have dimensions. In future we'll come across many quantities which are dimensionless, like refractive index. I'm sure you guys are aware about refractive index. Refractive index has no dimensions, but it does not even have units. It's only a numerical value. Okay, people, awesome. Now coming to important parts, there will be an assignment which will be uploaded in the description of this session. You see the screen right now on your mobile phones or on your laptops. There is a description of this video. Downward arrow, you click over there, you will find the session PDF, you will find the assignment, you will find the link for Telegram group also. What is a Telegram group? It's the group where all the students are there and all the important informations from our end is put over there every day. Okay, getting it? So do go on that description, find the session PDF. Whatever we are discussing today is available there. It's going to be available by the end of the day. Not right now, maybe by the end of the day it will be there. Secondly, your assignment is also there, which we will discuss on the Telegram group also. Okay, guys. And for people who are right now preparing for JEE and going to appear, your senior people, for JEE 2020 this year. So already a crash course is going on, guys. This has already started. If you want, you can come for the crash course with us. All you have to do is follow this link which is available in the description. Use this coupon code and take the crash course for just rupees under 6,000. Okay, I'm sure people who are preparing for 2020 JEE, they are aware about it. If you have not enrolled for it yet, you have ample amount of time. Do follow these steps. Click on the link. Go on, enroll now. Use the coupon code. Don't forget the coupon code. Okay, guys. Assignment will be uploaded. Hriday, assignment will be uploaded. Okay, guys. So, guys, how did you like the session? I'm sure that you guys must have had fun. This is the very first session for people who are here with us. So, let's crack JEE in 2022. If you guys enjoyed the session, then do hit that like button over there. Okay, you see that? Click on that. Okay. Do tell your friends. साथ में पढ़ो. अपने friends को भी class में बुलाओ. You also study. Let your friends also study so that you can discuss the assignment together. And if you have not done it yet, then guys, do subscribe to the channel and hit this bell icon also. Why? Because all the notifications will be notified to you at the right time. Okay, so with the same thought that even when we are in the process of lockdown, we are not able to go out, the learning won't stop. Okay, so I'm sure that you guys are having fun already. I'll see you again soon when we'll continue with the lecture 2 of this session. Assignment will be uploaded. Stay tuned. That's what I'm saying. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon, because when I will upload this assignment, you will get the notification. Okay, guys? Cool, guys. I hope you guys had fun. See you all very soon. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Love you all. Mogambo Khushua. Bye bye.